The Flood Scarab. Well, a work in progress. I had the Scarab laying around for around 6 to 8 years, and I figured, well, it's time to actually spruce it up a little bit and make it into something a little unique. I started placing a ton of different MOCs and diorama pieces that I've had just kind of laying around of stuff that I was going to throw out, but I figured I would use it for this project because it just seemed more fitting. I started attaching a bunch of different pieces to this thing from different MOCs and dioramas, and it really filled it out and gave it this really flood aesthetic look, almost like they've been living on it. I wanted to make it feel like the flood have kind of made this thing its home and overtaken the Scarab itself, and I think I actually accomplished that in the end. I wanted to make a little bit more of a flesh tone, so I used some hot glue and a piece of foam, and I put it on a metal sheet pan and started bringing it up and smacking it. This gives it this really nice flesh tone effect, and peeling it off is super simple. All you have to do is just get under there and really just lift up, get some really nice flesh tone skin for your actual Scarab or flood MOCs themselves. After I was finished making all the flesh tone skin, I just started applying it on with hot glue, and I applied it on a lot of places. This thing covered the whole entire Scarab, and I had to make like 2 or 3 more of what you saw just to cover the whole thing. Now, this is another piece that I had in one of my other MOCs, and basically I wanted to give this a really weird kind of effect in the back. So I glued on this proto grave mine that I made on the very back where you would enter if you were playing like a Halo 3, which is kind of a Halo 3 based Scarab. And then I started applying paint onto all the flesh tone that I applied on with the hot glue earlier. So I just started painting all the flesh tone from the back, the front, and I really just had to make sure everything was covered in this flood texture. Then I wanted to have some Marines on the very top, almost like they're kind of extra snipers, and I gave them some needle rifles in the end. This is Liquitex gel that I'm mixing in with some craft acrylic paint. I'm just tabbing it on with a brush, and that's going to fill up any spots that really aren't very clean or precise or look too clean and precise, and give it that really nice floody look. And I dry brushed with some red, and it really gave it this nice deep red look, but also having that flood tone kind of come out. Then I also did some work on the needle rifles, just light custom work, but I wanted to give them a little bit of a flair instead of keeping them just normal. That was it. I hope you guys enjoy. Alright guys, here it is, the Flood Scarab, and I think it turned out so good. Thankfully I already had another Scarab laying around, so that probably saved me anywhere from 12 to 15 hours, I would say, which is always really helpful when it comes to making a project this big and this awesome. I'm super happy with how it turned out. Now I have a Banished Scarab, a Flood Scarab, and a normal Scarab, and honestly, what else do I make Scarab-wise? I guess you guys will have to let me know in the comments down below. If you guys want to see me recreate my Banished Scarab, what I mean by that is he just looks a little outdated. I need to do some paint job work, maybe some lights, maybe a few other things. So if you guys want to see me do that, let me know in the comments down below as well. And just kind of show you the size difference. I mean, they're both massive, but in this one looks like it's just gonna kind of run over you, and this one looks like it's gonna, I don't know, infect you, I guess. All in all, I think this turned out great. I was able to use a lot of the extra parts that I have from other mocks and dioramas and kind of throw it on here to save me a lot of time and also make it just kind of different and unique. And I think I definitely did that, especially with this guy in the back. I've used him for like 2 mocks now. I think this is finally his home, so this is his 3rd thing he's been with. But he looks perfect in the back, just kind of creepy and weird, and that's what I want to do with a lot of my work now, is just kind of make it different and weird. And Halo Infinite, if it had something like this in the game, once you like meet the Flood and then you kind of continue on further into the game, you see Scarabs walking around that are kind of little baby proto grave mines, that would just be epic. And there's a ton of stuff that I want Halo Infinite to kind of add. And that's kind of what I've been doing with my work, is I really want to have some kind of a cool gameplay, different creepy aesthetic to it that I think Halo Infinite would really be cool if it had. So that's kind of been my vision for these recent projects, and I hope you guys have enjoyed kind of my new art path and my new kind of designing and all that. I think it's been a great time. Let me know in the comments down below what I should do next. I think this turned out absolutely fantastic. And also guys, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and share, tell friends if they're into Halo, because definitely helps the channel out a ton. Thanks so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Peace out.